Yo, what's up? I will stream um a little bit of my preparations for my upcoming match with Fumi, in case anyone is interested to see how I try to prepare for this match. Um, I think my openings are pretty decent, but I will need to review a bunch of stuff. Um, yeah, Fumi, I think, is a past finalist in 2022, maybe, or was it 23? So this will be a really tough match. I also have a losing record against him, so I have to make sure I get my openings down. Um, um, okay, so let's check his games real quick. All right. Um, we're gonna check our white opening first. Um, we'll have time to go through white and black, but I do want to make sure I solidify my advantage with white. I have my opening files here. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, I know he mostly plays knight f6. Um, I can check my games against him. Um, let's actually just pull that up right now. Let's check this game. Let's open his page. Check my games against him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a winning record against me. Looks like he played French in this game. Check this one. French, 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 French. Okay, so I'll check knight f6 because I think it's pretty likely, but I will, I guess, check French because he was playing that a lot against me. Okay, it looks like he played the French in his match round 1 against Clearcast, so we'll start with looking at that. I can check his lines after d4 as well, but I feel like if I want to prepare, then I'll probably just start with e4. D4 I guess I could use to get a more positional kind of game. Okay. D4, D5. Let's start checking his lines here. I will play E5. Knight E7. There are a couple of lines I could try here. The main line I usually play is just bring the knight's bishop E2 short castle, try and grind that out. Eventually you go rook E1, bishop D3, and then harass the knight on F5. So for example, what that might look like is, holy man, I do shit in this. Yeah, so it might look like this. And then generally black is kind of getting squeezed to death with no pieces. And if black goes for anything active, usually they go for this, giving up a piece, but at least trading a knight and a pawn. But yeah, even with some material in hand, this is a bit weakening. Yeah, it's pretty hard to go for active moves like this when you don't have a ton of pieces and your opponent is a little bit better developed. So if he tries to just play it calm, queen d3, let's say pawn e4, I could back up. And now he doesn't have any more pieces in hand and I can start doing stuff. Not sure what stuff is, but maybe some knight g4, knight e3. Eventually I could maybe take this pawn to go in on f6. So yeah, knight a5, also an idea. Knight h5, maybe an idea as well. We can check what exactly we should do here. Yeah, so it looks like knight h5 is pretty strong. Same with that knight a5 that just popped up there. So we can, I guess, take a look at some lines. It's hard for black to do anything. Yeah, so yeah, instantly white is just winning by going in here. If takes on c3, can take. King sort of stuck in the center. The king can't really run away because then f takes e7 will be check. So for example, ooh, pretty violent solution here. Rook d1, just forcing out all these blockers. Yeah. This is, wow, really strong. Guess you just can keep on taking pieces with check. Knight f6, knight f6, rook d8, will it be? Yeah. So yeah, not sure if this will always be findable in a game, but the point kind of stands that even if black tries to sacrifice stuff, it usually isn't enough, because he'll run out of pieces pretty quick. Like here he only traded like a piece and a pawn for himself, and in this line he sort of just used both of them straight away, and then he had the same problem of not having a whole lot of useful moves. Okay, let me take a look at some of the games I did poorly in. Okay, I played e takes d5 here, not sure why. Bishop takes d7 I think is pretty strong in bug, because when you remove this bishop, sort of enables you to play some knight f5 stuff, but in Crazy House it's a little bit different because I don't actually have the knight. Like, it's a little bit difficult to trade that knight and get it on f5. Knight e5 I guess is really bad for some reason. h3. Not sure if I understand this. I guess knight takes f7 is never an idea because queen e7. And if I go g takes h3, then he can... Oh, ouch. Yeah, okay, so this h3 idea is pretty strong. If I just respond with rook g1, queen e7. Yeah, this pin is really annoying. Yeah. Okay. So what happened the rest of this game? Yeah, my light squares were really weak and I didn't really have that great development. Oh. Yeah, rook g2 a little bit too slow. Doesn't really do anything. Guess it was just best for him to move this back. Let's see what would have happened if I kept playing normally. Guess I'd consider bishop c3 here. At h4. Now I can start making real threats. So for example, let's say something like this happens. Like, I'm sort of out of threats here. I can take this bishop, but that's not really a threat. Like, I'm not threatening to do anything dangerous to his king, so it'll just give him free reign to take all my pieces. Take my queen, take my rook, take my knight, take my other knight. So yeah. Okay, anyway. Let's keep looking through this. Okay. I did manage to win that game. Alright, let's check this game now and see what went wrong. Okay. So h5. Let's see. He plays bishop e7 and h5 here. I can check the bishop g5 line too, I guess. But I guess it's probably better to do it when his knight is on e7. But alright, let's just check this because it's what I'm used to. h5, castles, h4. Okay. Okay. Looks like bishop g5 is the strongest here. I usually respond with h3. Yeah, it looks like there's not too much of a difference. Bishop g5. Let's see what happens if he goes bishop e7. Take, take, and repeat. And if he goes f6. Oh, bang. If he takes g5, I assume I just take f5. Everything should work here. Is this good? Yeah, this is good enough. Okay. Alright, let's start putting this in the study. Knight f3, knight f5, knight c3, knight c6, bishop e2, h5, castles, h4. Okay, and then instead of h5, I'll check bishop e7 as well. This one I'm a little bit more familiar with these lines, rook e1 and bishop d3. Sort of a line that I know is good for white, but maybe a little bit difficult to always convert the advantage because some of these trades could really help black attack because black has some targets as well, so I have to check these pretty thoroughly too. Okay, h5, h4. We know our line here is going to be bishop g5. I think I'll just start playing bishop g5 instead of h3 because of that one line I looked at. So let's take a look at this. Knight h4, we know. We can probably just end the line there. And then let's see what else. He can play f6 here. He can play queen d7. He could also ignore and play h3. This is probably a little bit suspicious. I can just take. He has the same problem as before. Okay. Queen d7. Has he had this position before? Let's check. No, never. Okay. Looks like he's mostly played bishop e7. I do have to check this line as well. Same idea where black trades a knight for a pawn, but he gets some stuff in his hand. So I do have to check this. Check the knight takes e5 line, something that profs likes to do. Also have to check knight takes d4. You know, he takes on e5. Okay. Yeah, so this is a line I also have to check. Let's label this like normal French. The reason I have it labeled as this is because I have that line covered in this. Where is it? Okay, yeah, it's this. Here I have this bishop g5 line. Also looks decent, but I'll just stick to my knight f3. Yeah, so this is like the main line. So I can review this. Yeah. Anyway, this one I've basically already covered, so I'm gonna just take a look at this knight takes e5 line and then this h5, h4 line. Okay, so queen d7 makes the most sense, right? Just move the queen out without necessarily trading anything. Now I think it's time for h3. If black goes bishop e7, I can take. Just same thing, I think. Bishop g5. And if he goes f6, I can take on h4 again. Okay, so this is an important pattern to remember. So what else could he play here? Has he ever had this position? Let's check this game to see what he played or how this game continued. He went bishop e7 and g5. Okay. Bishop h2, good. Man, this also went pretty well. Yeah, bishop f4, good. The nice thing about bishop f4 is you can't do this idea anymore. e5 is protected. So I can also just play this move, h3. And after bishop e7, bishop f4, g5, I can just learn what to do against this. So bishop h2. See what he played. Bishop d7. And I guess I can just play calm. Not sure exactly what the point of king h1 is, but sometimes it's useful, I guess. Maybe if black drops something on g3, then g takes f2 or g takes h2 won't be check. Let me just check what happens here. Takes d4. Oh! Holy shit. That's disgusting. Wait, now I really want to play this. G7, knight h5. What's the winning plan here? I guess these scores are all weak and knight takes d5 will come and a pawn will show up here. Wait, this is really nice. Okay, let me just check this bishop g5 line and then we'll see which one is easier to play. Here he doesn't have to play g5 instantly, so we have to check a couple other lines. So I think bishop g5 remains the most promising for now. Okay, let's make this queen d7 the main line. Let's see. Let's just briefly cover this f6 just to make sure. Oh fuck. Can I still play knight takes h4 in that position? Yeah, computer really likes it. Okay, and the idea is what? Bishop h5. If he blocks, I guess I can take and... Oh, do it again. Oh, knight h8. Okay. And if he goes king d7, then I guess knight takes d5 could be good. f5 is stronger. Now knight d5. with the idea of what? Let's just say he does something random. Wow. Just continuing to play calm. Open the D file. Oh, bishop e8. Wow, okay. Really nice idea there. So we'll just... After f6, I guess always play knight takes h4. That seems like the tech. Alright, so back to queen d7, h3. Bishop e7, we already know how to deal with. If he plays some random move like a6 or b6. Okay, so we can just play random improving moves. Oh, okay, maybe not random improving moves. So, knight b5, I guess that's the threat with a4. I guess check that that is the threat. Or how do I give black a pass move? Okay, I guess... Oh, bishop d3. Man, it's hard to make a pass move here. Okay, let's just try this. No, knight b5 is not a threat. Interesting. Only a threat after here. Oh, I take on c6. I see. Now I take on a1. Okay, makes sense. Now he doesn't have a knight to take on d4 with. Okay. It's hard for him to make a move. I guess my ideas are like knight b8 or rook b8. Let me see, what would he play here? Like g3 maybe? Oh wait, fuck, I'm turning main 1. Okay. Okay, bishop e7, pretty easy to deal with probably. Because I can just take it and then I'll have some bishop for b5. Okay, so let's check e7. Guess rook a8, b8, rook d8, rook c8, and bishop b5. Okay, nice. Okay, so pretty important idea, this knight b5. Wow. What if I just play normal? Queen d2 to f4. Bishop d3. Now I don't have to worry about this d4 pawn being hanging. I assume he would take this anyway. Like here. Oh, this is nasty. Trading off the rook, weakening his last rank. He's picking up that pawn in the process, and he can't castle to get his king to safety. I really like that queen takes h4 idea. It's pretty similar to the queen h5 idea earlier. Where was that? Yeah, queen h5. Bang! Okay. Yeah, this rook being gone is just really tough for black if they can't castle away to safety. Okay. Alright. Let's make this a6 the main line. I like queen d2, queen f4. Seems a little bit more natural than like this random trick against b6. But maybe that idea could be useful later. It feels very difficult for black to move here. What happens if they take on d4? Just go knight f6. I guess that's the nice thing about the bishop on g5. Yeah, this g7 pawn being gone is really going to be useful. I'm picking up more material no matter what, and then I have this f6, g7 square open. So like, let's see what happens here. He might play like d6. Okay, let me actually think about what I would do on d6. Let's see, pawn f5 comes to mind. Back to f3. So knight f6 here is good. H3. Let me just check to see if this is the same thing. Yeah, knight f6. Okay, good. So I guess this is strong because he has no more pawns left. What if he just plays it's hard for him to make a move here. Yeah, knight g6, I guess threaten the bishop. Once he used the pawn, there is no pawn left for him to defend with. I'm kind of curious what the eval would be if I just played knight f6 unprovoked. So let's just say he plays something random. I don't even know what he would do here. Let me just give him one more pawn, actually. Okay. Then, like... Okay, so would knight f6 be a good move here? Still fine. Wow. Nice idea. Rook g8 or... Oh, g3. Yeah, I guess he could start getting in here. Wow. Guess no blocker. Wow. Okay, computer's really good. Not the point. G7. Yeah. Okay, chain. Nice. Okay, anyway. I digress. Don't need this line. Okay, hey, yeah, bishop b7, bishop d3. So what's my threat? I'm threatening to take f5 and then what? So he goes bishop e7. I take f5, he takes back. Take e7, he takes back with knight. If he takes back with the queen, then d5 would be hanging. Oh, knight takes h4. Looking very attractive. But I want to do something more violent, so let's just check this e6 line. Oops, not that. Queen e6. Queen c7. Wow. Attacking b7. And if he castles, bishop e5. Okay, so then this is just... I can handle this position. Alright. If he goes rook h5, we also need to check rook f5 earlier. Here, rook h5. And here, rook h5. Okay, queen d2 makes a lot of sense here. After this rook h5, I can take on h4. Okay. So... let's see what this knight takes h4 is all about. If knight takes, we can take his rook, of course. And if rook takes, then we just grab it and rook h8, I assume. Oh, rook g8. Maybe a little bit more accurate. Rook h8 would maybe allow him to move his knight back with the tempo. Rook g8. I guess we're just threatening f7. Let's see what happens if he goes here. Just take and play f6. This is really strong. His dark squares have no coverage. Okay, looks good. Okay. B6 we already looked at. And if he goes something like e4, yeah, we can just take it and take this, rook d1. He's got to use all his pieces to block. For example, if he goes here, I can take it. If he goes e5, e6, and if bishop d5, I can just start taking all this shit. Okay. So yeah, it looks like they're usually going to be violent solutions if he starts going in and doing stuff. So this queen takes h4, and then here rook d1 is pretty strong because he doesn't have a good way to block this check. Okay, let's check this rook h5 as well. Take. Do I take on h4 here simply? Okay, the e6 idea works as well. If FE, I guess I just go knight at E5. He doesn't really have a good way to counterattack my queen. So I'm just going to be able to pick up his queen for, like, nothing. If queen d6, I guess I'll just go knight takes d5, yeah? No. Threads main 1, but not good enough. Doesn't cover e2. Knight f7, stronger. I guess traps his queen. Oh. Oh, that's how we do it. Queen takes f5 here. Okay. Oh, fuck. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, let's just make this the main line again. Can I go just e6 here as well? Okay, yeah. Let's just have e6 in every line after bishop takes f5. Because it should work. e6, queen e6, queen c7 again. Queen e6, queen c7 here as well. Okay, so gotta remember this idea. Important idea. Here, is there anything he can do to stop me from taking on h4? It's kind of difficult for him to move. Say bishop e7, just take. Bishop g4 is what I would play here. It's good, but not that good. Guess it's best to just use the existing bishop. And let's say he does something. And now bishop g4. Queen g5. Wow. Okay, so since he has no pieces, so I can play slow moves like this, just slowly clean up f5 and h4. Alright. Okay, is this enough for the French? Let me just cite this game. So I know that he played it before. Okay. We need to check knight takes d4. Yeah, knight takes d4 here. Okay. This one I think black has a little bit freer of a game, but of course white has the material advantage already and still better development. So let me check. Do I have any games here? Yeah, okay. I think these are all, yeah, these are all against profs. I know he likes this line. Okay. So castles. Okay. Oh, interesting. Against Morlock as well. Okay, let's open these games. And then let's go back to Fumi's book. Okay. Yeah, he played knight g6 here. Interesting. This game... Yeah, this bishop f4 is not too good, I guess. This should be really good for me. Yeah. Okay, knight b5 is best move there. Makes sense. Okay, knight b5. Let's check knight g6 because that's the one he's actually played. Ooh, why not bishop b5? Oh my goodness. What the heck? Okay, this move looks a little bit more normal. This, I assume, is no good. Yeah, computer likes it, but I don't like trading a piece unnecessarily. This looks pretty strong. I assume... Oh, knight c7. Guess I have another knight to follow up with here. Oh wow, threatening knight c7 and queen d7, so he can't even defend his queen, so he has to like give up a knight, so that way my queen's not covering d7 anymore. Okay, we don't need this. Oops. What move makes sense here? It's bishop e7 maybe. Bishop b5, bishop d7, does this still work? No, it's not that good. Okay. Wow, f4, f5. Am I brave enough to do that? Let's see what the main line looks like here. Knight h5, rook g8, bishop f4, knight g6. Now I can go knight d5. Wow. Okay. e6, e7. Holy smokes. Wait, what? What's the idea here? Oh, queen takes d5, of course. Wow, this is insane. Okay. So the main line or the main idea in this line is knight takes d5. Alright. h5, and if he castles, assume I can just start blasting. Knight g7, and if he defends, I can pull out. If he goes h3, I just take. Okay, and if he takes, I just go... Wow, f4, f5. What about the normal idea? No, it's not that good. Using too many of my pieces. Okay, f4. f5. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Alright. So I think we've covered this line pretty well. Knight h5 here is also interesting. I don't know if I like that. I don't really know what the idea is. I guess it just stops his bishop from moving. If he just goes g6 like a normal person, then bishop f4 and he can't go knight g6. Okay. Bishop d7. Castle here. Wow. This is really something. Yeah, okay. Mark this down as interesting. Okay, and then bishop e7, castle, rook e1. Okay, he never played this. He just played h5 here, okay. This actually makes sense, because I won't be able to play my bishop g5 line. So, h5. Okay. So then I will just have to go here. g5, I assume I can take that. Yeah, this is usually the idea. Then just bishop f6, and he doesn't have any attack. He just doesn't have enough to attack here. Okay. Does that mean I should play bishop g5 here? Oh, he can go f6 safely here. Is that what he does? No, he's never played it. But I also can't exactly do my other line against bishop e7, because he doesn't have that pawn on h4 to take. So we'll just not go for that. So h4, h3. This one, I can use my tech. After g5 here. What was the line? What did he play here? I forget. Bishop d7, bishop d3. Okay, so this is... Check 8, h3. And then we'll just put in the full line here. Queen h5. Okay, and then if he plays some other random move, like if he goes king f8, king h1, if he goes g5, same deal, I can take. And if he goes h4, I just go Oh, now rook g1. Okay, and is h3 wrong? No, it's not wrong. Yeah, he can't really do much in this position, I guess. A3. What's the idea here? I assume it's just queen f4. Yeah. And then bishop d3. Okay. Yeah, so this is just as good as playing h3, I guess, because he won't be able to play h3, it'll just open this up. Does he have this knight g3 idea? Don't think so. He will never get a knight, so this seems fine. Yeah. Okay, so I can probably expect this h5. So yeah. Okay, wait, I should actually just call this one technically the normal French. This one is like probably the right move order. Because, yeah, he can go h5 and we can't play our bishop g5 line. Okay. Alright. So I think we've covered everything here reasonably well. Okay. Let's check knight f6 now. E5. Okay, now we have to actually check a ton of stuff here. Okay, he has played everything here, so yeah. Let's check knight d5 because it looks like that's what he's played the most. Let me check what I have. E4, knight f6, knight f6, knight d5. How is he looking at this? Okay, bye. No, okay, I forgot to put it on private. Whoops. That's actually really funny. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so knight c3. Looks like that's what I have. Okay, and then after knight e4, I think I have... It is d4 here, right? d4, d6, f3, right? Or what is it? Do I have queen f3 there? No. d4, d6. Oh. Yeah, d5 I play f3, d6 I go queen f3. Okay. Queen f3. d5, queen e4, queen d4, take. Wow, knight b5. Okay. Alright, and then if knight a6, I guess I just take on d4. Yep. And if he goes queen d7, then maybe a queen e5, d6, queen takes d4. Okay, and then here I can just be up a piece. Alright. Okay. Good. Let's check. Okay, this I just have to do some general prep. I don't think he's played this a ton. D5, bishop B5, bishop F5. Okay. Let's check our line here. Where is it? Holy fuck. Oh, bishop F5, there it is. Okay, so knight C3 and knight G2. Knight E4, knight G2. Okay, none of these are me. Took on F2 once, it looks like. E6. Short castle. Okay, this one is pretty easy to play for white, I think. Let me just check how he played these games. Looks like he beat Jan Li. Ooh, he did go H5. I think that was the best move. F3, knight G5. Wow, this idea is very interesting. Knight G3 makes the most sense. If he steps back. Wow, this is brave. What the heck? Oh. It's a bit too much for me. This looks a little bit more reasonable. Actually, that looks... Nope, never mind. That looks risky. Okay, I guess, yeah, we'll just do this one. Now I can do knight D5. Ooh, knight A8 idea. Alright. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Okay, most of this stuff looks good so far. D4, we will not check now. And then let's just see what else he does. Oh, he's played D5 sometimes, right? E5, queen D5, right? Knight C3. He does something like queen E6 check or something like that. Yeah, queen E6. This one I also need to check because I remember he played it against me before. Okay, queen E2. Yeah, makes sense. On B4, I guess I go like knight B5. Oh, wow. Okay. This is a useful idea to know. And on queen C6, I go queen takes B4, I suppose. Oh, D5. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's just check knight F6. It's like the main move. Knight F3. He's played against this the most times, so it's probably the most predictable. Okay, knight C6. Okay, D4. Is he good G4 here? Yeah, that makes sense. Then I just take E6. Go knight E5. If he takes D4, I have queen A4 check. So he can't do that. And if he takes E5, yeah, he's probably just getting in trouble here. Knight's gonna remove his bishop. Got some D5 stuff going on. And if he tries to play aggro with knight D4 or knight B4, I always have queen A4 check. So this should be, should just be good. I should probably like comment more stuff, but I think it's just best to get the moves in here. Okay. Do I ever need to check E4, E5? Probably not. I'll just use like my general knowledge. Knight C6, D4, D5. Interesting. He goes into this. B4, knight F3. I keep on forgetting that this is the move. Like earlier, I played A3. Sometimes I go queen D2 and just blunder pawn D4. So I do need to remember this move. After queen takes B2, I think it is knight B5. Yeah. Okay, so knight F6. Then A3 and knight B5. Okay, so I do have this. Okay, yeah, he takes on B5. D7. Guess, yeah, he needs to stop queen at D8. Okay, it looks like I never played this. Also looks like he hasn't played this in a while. Let's just take a look at the correct line here. e6. Yep, makes sense. Bishop c6, bc6, knight e5, just threatening queen f7, followed by knight takes c6. He has to defend somehow. Yeah, then I can just take c6 and threaten. Bishop b7. Wow, queen b3. Very computer stuff. Okay. This is probably enough from the white side for now. I think we'll just say main opening. Yeah. Let me check actually his games against clearcasts. Okay, and then wait, let me just quickly go through all these games just to see what kind of stuff he likes to play in these positions. The sack was probably a little bit too much for me. Yeah, he was able to get in there. Okay. Rook h7. Oh shit, how did I go so wrong here? Okay, this is not that good though. Pawn f6 maybe? Also not that good, he's just taking on f3. Okay, maybe I have to check just a little bit what to do against this rook h7 move. Actually just make this our main line. Bishop f4, rook h7 he played once. Yeah, knight b5, definitely the way. Take, d6. Queen d7, right. d7, queen e7. Bishop c5, queen d7. Oh, then knight g5. Okay, this is the wrecker. d4 covered, h5 open. Okay, this is the wrecker. Alright. Okay, this is the line where I played bishop f4. Wasn't too great. He just got like a good position right away. Never managed to get any counterplay here, I think. Yeah. Okay, here I should just go knight b5. Yeah, somehow my initiative just kind of evaporated. Oh, here, queen takes d4. Can't believe I missed that. Yeah, wait, let me just see what happened. Yeah, I just lost kind of all my pieces. Had to use this knight to defend, and then I had nothing left. Okay. Check this one really quick. Bishop d7. Okay. Here, I guess knight f6 check is the right move. Okay, there's nothing wrong with how I played this game. That was, like, perfect. Alright, nice. Okay, now the fun part. Black. Alrighty. So he mostly plays e4. I'm not going to prep any d4, knight f3, anything like that. I'll just stick to checking e4. Wait, why does he have so few games? Oh. What the hell? Okay, so let's check bishop c4 then as well, because it's sort of queen h5 adjacent. Yeah, knight c6, bishop c4, g6, queen f3, queen b3 is what I assume he does. And then I had a game, knight d4, king e7. Let me just check this. Okay, yeah. My opponent I forget what crazyhouse event it was, but my opponent actually had quite a decent position against me with this. So I need to remember to not play knight d4. Okay. So I guess our options are queen e7 and d5. Looks like that's what people play against him as well. Yeah. Okay, looks like he has played this many times recently. Okay. So queen h5 main move from him, and then we'll check d5. All right, d5. Okay, he does both. Let's just check both. I assume after pawn takes I have knight d4, so this should not be an issue. Knight c3, bishop c5, and just not even taking it. Okay, it looks like there's not a huge difference. Maybe it's best to go bishop c5 just to bait out that pawn e3. Oops, knight c3, bishop c5, knight e2, also same shit. Knight takes, no, I can't get knight takes d5 here. Bishop c5 is really aggro. Maybe bishop g7 is a little safer. Let me just check if that's the right way to do it as here as well. Knight b3, a b3, bishop g7. Okay. Cool. Maybe bishop h6 better. And if d3 I can take and go, maybe, is it queen g5? No, just replace the bishop. Okay, nice. So let's just get rid of this one. Yeah, don't need to bother with bishop c5. I like putting the bishop on h6 a little bit more. All right, cool. Covered e takes. Let's look at bishop takes, main move. Okay, knight takes. Queen takes, I assume, with the idea of queen d5, knight f6. Go bishop e6. He goes. Does he go d7 here ever? No, it probably doesn't help, right? Is this bad? Why is this bad? Oh shit, that is pretty bad. Okay, so we're not doing that. On d7, we just go bishop takes. Wait, what? He had black here? Oh shit, so he knows this line. Okay, well, fine, I guess. I'll just look at queen e7 here then as well. Okay, so it looks like he thinks this is the strongest for black. I guess that's why he played it. Queen takes d8. Right, queen takes d8. Knight c3. Why am I checking his black games? Let me check his white games. Okay, knight f6 makes sense. Queen g5. h6. Okay. Queen g5 bad. Queen h4 better. No tempo on the queen. h6 anyway. Okay, Fumi lost all these games against Wolfie. f3, I guess stopping bishop g5, but not stopping g5. Okay, wow. Guess it's all been played before. Sure, why not? Alright. What else? Queen b5. Here I assume the right move is bishop a6. But it's not. It's fine, I guess, but... Bishop g7. No one played this. Okay. d3 looks pretty logical. Just play pawn h6, queen takes b7. Also have to check this. Yeah. This looks really comfortable for black. But I don't have a lot of material. I guess like some bishop c6 stuff could be strong. Well, black is safe. All the pieces are developed. Like this has to be really good. So we can just conclude there. Actually, let me just check a couple of interesting lines. d3 h6 is strong. Stopping pawn h6. And I have these rook b8 ideas as well. Maybe some bishop b4 stuff. Okay. He will not play queen b5. Or sorry, he will not play queen takes b7. He'll play d3 or d5. d5, I guess we have to check. Okay, so this is pretty logical. h3. Gh3, bishop g2, and just grab the rook. d3, h6 again. Yeah, look, even bishop takes h1 would be bad for black. Best to just stop the counterplay right away, because white can't save that rook anyway. Okay. Cool. Do I need to look at queen e7? Maybe. Bishop takes f7 check, I guess. Queen takes f7 is the best. Here I just drop the queen to defend somewhere. Ooh, queen g4 is really nice. Bang, bang, cover g5. Okay. Okay, let's assume he plays knight f3. He's played that in almost all the games. This one is bad. Here d5. ed5, e4, I assume. Oh, not e4. Interesting. Knight d4. If he takes, I guess the idea is he has to use a blocker somewhere. And then knight h4. If he goes here, I always go king d8, I guess. No? Also no. It's knight takes. And when he defends, bishop g7 and castle. Okay. Anyway, he's also not going to do that, I think. Or no one has played this against him, I suppose. Bishop takes d5. Knight d5. ed5, I guess knight d4 again. So, queen d5. KB mouse. Bishop at h5. So the idea is to take and put the knight on d4. Still could be a little bit shaky. I could see like a knight coming to d5 and messing me up. But I think like if I just go bishop g7 and castle, like everything should be fine. That being said, the eval is not that bad for white. d4. Feels safer to place the knight. I always like placing, but maybe we should try and save our knight for something better. Bishop c5. Wow. That's a crazy move. Just trying to occupy the f6 square. Okay. Bishop d1 looks pretty normal, I guess. Just bang on h4 here. Okay. And if king d1, only knight b6. Why? What if I go bishop g7? h6. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god. What a tactic. That's actually so cool. Okay. Okay, so king d1. Bang. It's a really strong move. Knight b6. Also strong. Alright. This one we already know is good. D8, knight f6. We already know is bad. Alright, knight c3, bishop g7, d3. Do I still go h6 here? It's fine, I guess. Yeah, this one we can label as bad. D3. Wow, bishop f4. I guess that's the most accurate way to cover h6. Take, knight e2. Yeah, bishop h6, definitely what I would do here. Yeah, really hard to break into black's position, it looks like, so we'll just leave this as black is very comfortable. Okay. Fool? After knight f6, does he go knight c3? If he does, I'm not playing it. Oh, he does both.
Knight c3, I could play e5. Actually, this could be interesting. Just take away his option of queen h5. Then we can see what line he likes to play in e4, e5. Okay, bishop e2. Looks like he plays. I would go d5. Yeah. Okay, and if he goes e5, I guess I can choose from several lines here.
Yeah, not sure which line to choose. I think this knight e4 line might be good. But I don't remember what I have prepped against e5 in a while. Yeah, this is maybe not so good. d5. Yeah, bishop b5, g6. I can try this. This one I also had prepared against someone, maybe Crazy. I don't remember. But I did look at this g6 thing that I think Blitz Bullet played. Okay. Anyway, we can take a look more at one knight f6 later. Okay, let's just quickly look at his bishop c4, f6, knight g5, d5, knight a5. I can check the knight d4 line as well, but it looks like he really prepped against this hard in his CWC 2022, so maybe knight d4 would be the better option. Yeah, don't know if I want to let him use his prep here. Like, I guess I can try and go into this line. Does he go f7? Oh, he goes bishop b5. Bishop b5, knight c3. Yeah, I remember I had this position a couple times with white as well. Knight d4. Okay, well, we can maybe look at this later. I think I'll just play the knight d4 line for now, and then on c3, bishop g4. Queen a4 check. b5. Oh, okay, so he's never faced this, but I have played the white side of this enough times that I feel like I can maybe do okay with black. Okay, but again, this is like a line that I've looked at before, so I'll just check this on my own time. Bishop c4. Okay, is it best to just play knight f6? Just stop queen h5? I don't know if queen h5 is something that needs to be stopped, but I would rather just play like a normal theoretical game rather than allowing him to play queen h5. Maybe that's wrong. Guess I could get knight c6. Is his main move queen h5 here? Oh, c3.
Interesting. Interesting. Now queen h4 is pretty strong for black. Wow.
Okay, that's interesting. Queen g5 also possible. King f1. Looks like he's had this before. Queen g6. d3. f6. f3. Bishop e7. Interesting. So this is also a pleasant position for black. Oh my goodness. Really juicing the most out of the position here. Queen h4, queen g5. Bishop e7. Very nice. Alright. And the plan here is what? h4, I guess I can just go d6. If he just plays normal developing moves, d6. Okay. Castle, then knight h5. Okay, I can just play this normally. Got the king h8, got the knight a5, got the other stuff going on here as well. But I think knight h5, knight f4 is going to be pretty decent. Yeah, and then on knight h4, I always go queen h5. All right, cool. Yeah, interestingly, I don't really need to check that much stuff with black. And then, yeah, I guess I'm kind of glad he plays the French because it's the opening I need the most work on. So, um, yeah, hopefully, yeah, hopefully this stuff will work out, and hopefully I will remember it. Um, Let me just check once again how many times he played d4. Knight f3, f3, d5. Did he have any? Oh, he had one blitz game in knight f3, but not against a very high-rated player. Looks like he plays knight f3 and bullet sometimes. Okay, and then last thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to look at all his games against clear casts. Oh wait, I guess I'll just check, yeah, Fumi. Okay, got this one, 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 this one. This one? Was this one also part of the match? Okay, anyway. With white, yeah, okay. It's interesting. French idea with knight g6, queen b8, knight g6. But this is not relevant to my prep because I don't play bishop g5 right after he plays knight e7. Okay. Yeah. Looks like white is smooth sailing here. Nice. Okay, Fumi looks like after knight f6 he does play e5. Not sure what knight f3 is about. Yeah, I saw that game, I remember. Okay. Not really interested in playing d4, at least in this game, or this match. Yeah. Okay. Oh, he did play this bishop c4, c3 line. Okay. So maybe, it once against clear cast. Let's just make this thing the main line. We'll go queen h4, queen g5. Oops. Wait, shit. Okay, I already looked at that one. Yeah. Just went into a normal e4, e5 position. I guess I can try queen h4 here. Oh shit. Wait, what? He just gave up his e4 pawn? Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's really good for black. Oh, should have taken on g3. Yeah, I guess... What would I do here? Knight takes e2? I don't know. Okay, yeah, somehow he missed the mate here. But it was unfortunate. He just had no time. Not sure what the right plan here for black is anyway. I guess rook b8 or queen b6. Queen b6, queen a5. Then rook b8. King c2, rook takes b2. Okay. Clear cuts with white, playing d4 again. Yeah, just needed to play one quick little defensive move here. Queen e6, how does this help? Oh, it doesn't help. Okay, so queen e6 is not it. Yeah, quick little defensive move here. Now f2 is covered, so there's no BS. Okay. Let's check this one. Yeah, he goes c3. c3, knight f6, queen b3. I guess that's his idea. c3, but of course we're just gonna go queen h4 there. Yeah, white did a good job of getting black's king out. Bishop takes c4 is a bit of a troll move. I'm not sure what he intended with that. Okay, and he played the French here. And he played the... Oh, this is the same game. Okay. Yeah, probably not going to go into a line from this. But, yeah. Let's just actually check. Yeah, let me just check this queen G. Yeah, let's just check this again real quick. If he doesn't play, let's say he goes d3, bishop c5, queen e2, knight f6, knight f3, I can just take this, king d1, castle. Okay, this is very good for black. Let's say he goes g3, queen g4, knight f3. Can I take this? It's still better for black. Maybe this is something to consider. But just castle here, queen h5. Okay, so there's no need to sacrifice material yet. We can just go for normal moves. This is very good for black. Okay, queen e2, best move. Let's just label that. Okay, and then let me just try and play this out with white, see what some of the ideas are. Okay, you do castles. Okay, let's just say h3, king h8, knight h4, I assume still queen h5. Maybe let's just play some random move like b4, like rook g1, take, take. Not sure what his idea is yet. Let's go knight d5, bishop g5, take, knight f3. Ooh, this is starting to get dangerous. Huh, suddenly became really hard to move here. That's crazy. Runs on d4. Then bishop takes f3. Ouch, okay. Okay, what about d4 here? Bishop h5, bishop f3. Oh, knight h2. f3, knight f3, bishop f3. Knight c2, okay. Okay, so bishop c4. Okay, and let me just see which one he played the most recently. Why are these all from 2024? Oh, I have to check with white. Bishop c4, 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 bishop. Okay. Okay, so we're actually going to make bishop c4 a main line here. Okay. Alright. Queen h4.
Are there any other moves you can play here? Maybe queen f3, knight f6, d3, bishop c5. Again, he's got problems on f2. Okay. G3, queen g4. I guess we're just threatening to take and take.
Okay, yeah. It's really difficult for him to play without this knight c3 option, so... I do like this. Yeah. Sounds good. This we already know about. Bishop takes f7, probably don't have to even check that, really. Yeah, okay. So he's never faced this, which is kind of interesting. Now, what would I play here? D3 or queen e2? This looks really natural, to be honest. But yeah, he could get in trouble pretty quickly here. And queen f3, knight f6 should be very good for me. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I can check some more ideas with the engine here, but I think I'm just gonna wrap it up for now because I think I've covered pretty much every line. Yeah. I guess maybe I have to shore up some of these lines in like the Italian, but he's pretty much only played bishop c4, bishop c4, c3. Actually, let me just check this real quick. Yeah, queen h5, I can just go into the other line with g6, so that's not an issue. And then knight f3, like, yeah, I guess he can go for it. Maybe he'll have it prepared, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to figure it out because it doesn't look like he's played against this b5 line before. Where is it? Yeah, this b5. All right, well, it's kind of funny. I haven't scheduled the match yet, but I will record my match when it happens, and then I'll post that to YouTube as well. And I think I'm going to continue doing some prep videos as far as I advance in the tournament because I think it's kind of fun to make, and hopefully people that are interested in Crazy House can learn something as well. But yeah, that is all for now. Thanks. Bye-bye.